special guest, LALAH.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
A professional backup dancer
Yes.
for several well-known, renowned artists.
Yes.
Now she's debuting as a melodic rapper.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes. I'm good. How are you?
Where are you from?
Here, Miami.
Okay. So, how long have you been in the industry?
Since 2008.
So,
Not long.
What was it that made you want to pursue music?
You know what? It just fell in my lap. It really fell in my lap. I was actually backup dancing, and one of the producers was like, "Oh, hey, is anybody rapper sing?" And I'm like, "Don't look at me. No, not me. I just dance." And he actually wrote us some stuff to go in the booth, and it was so like bubblegum rap. Like, it wasn't real bars, but it was to the point where he wrote me on MySpace, and he was like, "Hey, you got potential. I like your voice. Let's do some stuff." So from there on, it kind of just it took off on its own, and it just grew into a whole nother something, and I got excited about it.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So, who are some of the people who have influenced you in the industry?
Industry wise, it's just the different artists. Like, I'm a huge Outkast fan, huge Kendrick Lamar fan. You know, I'm really into like people that are very different. Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, like, you know, just people that are just real artists at heart.
And that's reflected in your dance and your style and your routine. You just ooze that musically inclined about you. I'm sorry, Adria. I just had to pay some accolades. Okay.
Thank you.
So, you're a female. And rapping.
Right.
Have you faced any challenges that you feel are because of your gender?
You know what? No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. It's actually real fun because a lot of times I would see myself being the only female out of, like, you know, a bunch of MCs or males in the game, and they're cool. They treat me like little sis. They treat me like, oh, that's you know, I'm one of the boys. So it's actually pretty cool. I haven't ran into it yet. Hopefully I don't. You know, I know how to present myself, and I got a great team behind me that make sure we weed out those folks. But yeah, no, I haven't ran into too much.
That's great.
Dria, let me change mics with you so I can hear you clearer.
Do you remember your first performance?
I do.
What was that experience
I do.
like?
It was so fun. It was my first performance, and it was such a big thing because it was at Rick Ross's what was that? He had a wing stop called Hip Hop Grub Spot. It was right off 441, so they had the stage right on Front Street on 441, and it was actually, I had like 6 dancers plus me. It was like a stage pack of people, and it was just really, really, really fun because I was like, especially to be at, you know, such an event. It was he was like, this is when he was like super every day. I'm hustling, I believe it was around that time. He was a huge, huge, huge artist, you know, smaller than what he is now, but it was such a big thing for me because it was like, this is my first performance. You know, this is Rick Ross's restaurant, so it was really, really great. And you know, you look back at it, you look at the videos and stuff, you're like, oh, she missed a step, you missed a step. But you know, at the end of the day, it really was one of those things like, oh my God, this is so fun, I love it.
Okay, so you write your own lyrics.
Yes,
I applaud you on that.
thank you.
Do you have to have like a certain setting when you write? Me personally, I know I do. So do you?
Yeah, I do actually. I can't have too many people around me at all.
Okay,
no.
yeah.
Like, I just recently started. I'm spitting, Lord. I just recently started writing, you know, more in the studio. But you know, I like to kind of be to myself because my thoughts. I live up here anyway, so it kind of I get it out on paper, and then you know I go from there, and then I'll take it to manager, and then I'll take it to the studio, and then we knock it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that one. Now, being that you were a backup dancer, so you were always on stage.
Right.
When the tables turned and it was your turn to be in the spotlight, like, were you nervous or did you just?
I was so nervous. I was really nervous. You know, I wasn't afraid of the stage. Like how most people say they'll get up. They're like, oh my God, I was shaking in my boots. I was shaking in my boots, but it was I was shaking with the mic. Oh God. But you know what? I didn't get too scared. It was just one of those things where it was like, that butterfly thing. And as soon as I stepped on that stage, it's kind of like,
yeah,
it's done. Let's do it. Like, yeah. So I not to this point now. I still get a little nervous. But as soon as it's like I hear that show mix come on, and it's over. It's time to go.
And you just I know. So how do you prepare for your performances? Like
you know what, they fuss at me a lot because I do so much. I run around doing everything, and I actually forget to eat every show.
Really?
And they're like, my manager, my dancers, they're like, hey, you ate. And I'm like, oh, I gotta eat. But I do so much, down to, as women, we have to do the makeup, we have to do the hair, we have to do this, we have to do that. But thank God we have a great stylist, a great designer that makes all of our costumes and our outfits for shows. So, we kind of eliminate that, lay that out, and make sure that's good. But, it's not too much. It takes a day's work. A day's work. Yeah.
Okay. So are you working on anything new? Any new music we can expect?
Yes. I'm actually working to do another mixtape style, all original as well as singles. Because right now, singles are the thing that you need. So we're really, 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 really working hard to get some solid singles, some follow-ups, just to make sure we keep knocking them out, pushing them out there.
Okay. So where can we find you at?
Oh my God, I'm everywhere. Actually, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. Everything is LALAH Music, LALAH Music. If you can't find me, maybe you need to add the H. And if it's not LALAH Music, then it's We Want LALAH. But
okay. So we're looking forward to hearing more from you. We want to thank you. I want to thank you personally for coming out to the Ms.Dria show.
Thank you for having me.
My lovely lady guest, Miss T.
Thank you, Miss T.
We're gonna watch a What Do You Think clip. We usually do this, and we like to ask you, what do you think? So we're gonna watch the clip, okay?
Okay.
A man beaten by officers in a case of mistaken identity may never walk again after complications from surgery to repair his injuries. Good evening, I'm Deborah Knapp. The father of 3 earlier this month went in for spinal fusion surgery and came out paralyzed from the chest down. The I-Team's Dylan Collier is live with an Eyewitness News exclusive.
And Deborah, it's an almost unthinkable development in a case where an innocent man was severely beaten by police.
He's coming at me pretty quick, and he's looking right at me like he's angry at me or something,
This was Roger Carlos in the summer of 2014, weeks after he was taken to the ground and beaten by 2 SAPD SWAT officers and a drug task force officer as he took pictures with his phone outside his wife's West San Antonio medical practice. Police thought they had tracked down this man, Josue Rodriguez, who fled from them in a car with a sawed-off shotgun and drugs, then ditched the vehicle a few hundred feet from where Roger was standing. A case of mistaken identity.
I haven't seen anything that would indicate to me that it, as in your words, went too far.
Despite that statement from Chief William McManus, a discipline board last year ruled all 3 officers should serve 15-day suspensions. McManus shortened them to 5. Roger, who has no criminal record, suffered a broken tooth, swelling of his skull, a large gash above his eye, and herniated discs, which 18 months after an attack that focused on his head and neck continued to cause him pain despite multiple surgeries.
They decided that, that was the last resort to take care of his herniated disc.
November 3rd, a surgery to fuse Roger's spine went terribly wrong.
A piece of it broke off and compressed against the spinal cord.
Roger came out of the procedure unable to feel his legs, unable to move his fingers, and is now in a wheelchair. This was Roger earlier this week after being moved to a Houston rehabilitation hospital. He's able to move his arms side to side, but not much else.
He's mentally trying to be strong, but I know that he's hurting.
His wife Ronnie says it's also been a difficult time for her and the couple's 3 young sons.
And for the rest of our lives, it's going to affect them, and I hope that, that something like that doesn't happen to anybody else. Careless, just carelessness of those 3 officers, not realizing that they ruined his life.
Chief McManus did not respond to a request for an interview today. Just a few hours ago, we learned that Roger was rushed into surgery, a third surgery, to try and relieve pressure on his spinal cord. The family has hired an attorney and does plan to file a lawsuit against the city and the San Antonio Police Department. Reporting live, Dylan Collier, KINS 5 Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. We all just watched that disturbing "What do you think" clip. I don't understand, what is it that police fear from these individuals that they have to continue to beat them so severely or to shoot them, you know, when they're the ones who are actually yielding the power. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm. And the first thing that stepped out to me was this guy, and I'm not just saying because he's Caucasian or Nordic, but he living. Mm-hmm. He's alive. Right. He's alive. He didn't catch 16 bullets. He living.
That's true. That's true. That was a wild moment. That was a wild moment. Yeah. I was a little lost at the beginning as to why they even went after him. Exactly. But you know, to have law enforcement officials in my family and things like that, it kind of is weird. It's two different things, because it's kind of like, you know them as family. And you know they're not those type of people, but when you kind of see stuff like that and you see the officers do something like that, you kind of like, dog, what happened? Yeah. Like, it's really like it's the two different thing in the midst of the forest. Like, not all cops are like that. Exactly. Like, and I definitely I like to preach that, to tell everybody. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, you know, things have happened over the last couple of years, but you know, you can't fault all cops for that. Right. So. Definitely, that story just threw me off. I don't even know what was really going on, but I know definitely. I hope he gets a lot better. Yeah, and it works out for him. I don't even
know how that's gonna get better. No, because he's pretty banged up. Yeah, he is. And his wife spoke on it, and yeah, she said he was paralyzed. Mm-hmm. So he's not getting any better. And that's just, it's so sad. It's so sad how you can take someone's life. You may have not taken his life like that, but when you think about it, he has no means to do anything else.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And he was fine. He was fine. He had 2 black eyes. He had some scrapes and scraps, you know, like a baby mama had got a hold of it. But he was good up until he went in the hospital to fuse his spine, because he was doing the actual interview saying, look what the cops did to me. Yeah. So now he went into the hospital to get his spine fused. And that's when now he came out like a vegetable. So is the hospital at fault?
That's what I was
Or, you know what I'm saying?
It might be a domino effect, because of course it went from the cops, the beating. And
that was my thought, because he was living. He was bruised up, but he was alive. Right. That was what captured me. Do you ever write about stuff like that?
I don't. I think about it a lot. You know, sometimes I may jot it down a little bit, but you know, I really like to keep people inspired. These type of events here, you know, we do music and we entertain to keep people away from it sometimes, and not completely shadow it out and say, no, this is not what we need to pay attention to. But me per se as an artist, I like to keep people happy, make people inspired, to say, you know what, let's be driven and make sure, you know, we're aware of these things, but we're going to make it better. We're going to come together as one, as a people, not just blacks, not Caucasians, not Asians. Right. No, we're going to come together as a people, and we're going to listen to great music, watch great performances, and, you know, we just, you know, mesh that together and, you know, try to get this type of stuff to stop happening.
Keep people uplifted.
You know?
I the only reason is I thought about it because, like you said, we work with artists that actually speak on subjects like this. And when we were filming Every Day I'm Hustling with Rick Ross, and you guys were wonderful, and I was like you, I was just as nervous for my turn. But, you know, I ain't no dancer, and I don't look like LALAH, y'all. Don't say nothing. You know, but I wouldn't come out here with my bra on just like that and a jacket. She looked good, okay? But when we was working with artists, I know that you work with some type of artists that may be controversial or speak on subjects that just bring your mind to an elevated space. Right. So, yeah, that's wonderful.
Right. Thank you.
So sweet. Now we're going to have a clip by actually yours truly, LALAH.
Hi.
They told me to release the beat, so make it easy for all of my MC to try to come and tempt me. Blocking it down to give me a minute, feel the energy. Turn a nigga up, need to feel it, nigga test me. I'm a different type of thoroughbred scholar. MIA, got exactly what you thought, bro. I'm going at all next, no cotton. Robbing all suckers that they be so stuck. Just your favorite rapper. Let me dap the salute to the aftershock. They probably got expected, not from me. The little chick with the dressy, throw your guards up. Little she got the one no flopping. Frankenstein, they undermined. They got the signs that pay no attention, not my problem. Tore it up from the ligaments, leak my own ish, no innocence. Just laid up, but the dreams left evidence, and I just started up a whole residence. It's a lie.
Oh, I love
Thank you, girl. Y'all had me here watching it like, who is that? I hadn't seen that before. Oh,
Okay, so me watching that, you were saying you were speaking so fast. I mean, there are moments where I can speak fast, but then I have to come back and collect myself. But you was just like gone a mile a minute.
Right.
Did you? How long did it take for you to just rip that real?
In recording, actually. That was one of those records, well, as an artist, we can all get like that one record, that one beat that's like, oh my God, I need to go in on this. And you just go in. So in the studio, it did take me a couple takes. It did. It really did, honestly. But you know what? It came across perfectly exactly how I wanted it. It just kind of, that was one of my things that's kind of like, let me show y'all that LALAH, is a female MC. I'm not just out here, dancing, bopping around the stage everywhere. I actually can spit, thank God. So that was just one of those records. And I was like, let's do a video to it. And let's just, bring that different, weird, crazy, how I usually do it. So
thank you. So I just want to thank you so much for coming out to the Ms.Dria show once again. I want to welcome you back whenever you're ready. Here, Miss LALAH. And now
I wanted to see
go ahead.
What you wanted to say as far as who or what you're thankful for on this Thanksgiving Day.
You know what? I'm really thankful for life. I'm thankful for, being presented the opportunity from God to be able to take this journey. Because I could have been, still back up dancing, which I love. But I could have still been back up dancing, just job to job. But it feels like I really have a straight up purpose. To be here and to, present, because it still boggles me that I'm even doing music. Like, I'm kind of like, girl, what are you doing? Talking to myself in third person. So it's really one of those things that is kind of like, I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful that I was, kind of one of the chosen ones to be able to take this journey. I hope it can go as far as it can possibly go. But that, that family, having my amazing mother as my manager as well, supportive, best friends, choreographer, and backup dancer, and just, I appreciate you guys having me on the show. Because, people don't, I preach this all the time, people don't owe you anything. I could have been one of the artists that you just so happened to not find. Just so happened to not, be into interviewing. Sorry to say, it's real life. But, I just appreciate everything. Every little step I take, every person that feel like they want to offer help or anything, because at the end of the day, nobody owes you anything. So it's kind of like, it's really humbling every time something happens.
Can I call Mama?
Of course. Oh, she like, oh, no, please no. She can talk from afar. Let her.
Okay. Well, LALAH, do you want to give the people any social media once again so they can follow you and keep up?
Actually, it goes down from Instagram to Twitter. It's LALAH Music, LALAH Music. Facebook is We Want LALAH. You have Reverb Nation. It's just LALAH, LALAH. You have, Vimeo. Just to see that same video you all just saw, go to We Want LALAH on Vimeo.com and just find me. Or go to WeWantLALAH.com. You find everything, all the links, everything.
Thank you, LALAH. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back with Aaron Johnson.